Hey, what's going on, y'all? Soul here, and welcome back to my story mode. So quite obviously, we have a big-ass topic to talk about today. We have had a lot of very heavy inconsistencies when it comes to the Pokedex. When you really think about it, we have not had a full Pokedex since 7th Gen back on the 3DS. This means that there has always been Pokemon just either sitting in Pokebank or Pokemon Home. At the very least, we were able to transfer every single Pokemon from Pokebank into Pokemon Home. Which is cool and all, but there are hundreds of Pokemon that have been immovable for 5+ years. Meaning that, ever since our transition to the Switch, we have never had a full Pokedex. Now here's my thing, I have never had anything against these services. It has been, up to this point, the best and easiest way to get all of our Pokemon from previous games over to the newest installment, and I very much appreciate that. For the most part, it does its job pretty well, and I appreciate having something like that around. However, we are paying for these services. Yeah, okay, sure, it's only about $3 to $4 a month. Okay, no biggie diggy. That was my first couple of thoughts in 2020 when we first got the service. A service that I naively thought that eventually would allow us to transfer all of our Pokemon into one game. I have now come to understand that we have been paying all this time every month or every year for our Pokemon's retirement home. Pokemon that have been in holding for so long that if you add up the time that they've spent in Pokemon Home as well as Pokemon Bank, they could probably be in kindergarten or first grade by now. That is a long time. I have now come to understand that they have us pay the way they do because they very much plan to keep the service open and usable by never, ever allowing us to have a full Pokedex again so we don't stop paying for the service. As sad as that is, it's a good business tactic. A great one, even. I can't even fight that. Logically speaking, I can't think of a reason as to why they would ever allow us to have a full Pokedex again. So, what's the Pokedex gonna look like this time around then? That, my friends, is precisely what we're here to jib-jab about today. Why don't we talk a little bit about the Pokedex situation in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. So, let's get one thing straight. I personally still don't feel like we actually even need the entire Pokedex anyway. Yes, it does suck royally to have so many Pokemon collecting dust in Pokemon Home. However, realistically, I think I'm still more than okay with the idea of not having the entire 900+ Pokemon available in this Pokedex. You guys have to remember, one of their primary objectives with these games will always be to satisfy and ease in the newcomers. If that many Pokemon were actually available at all times within the game, they would be insanely overwhelmed and probably put the game down. Or I guess they could also become extremely addicted, and that could become a problem in of itself, but you get what I'm getting at. And also, completionists would probably be put through hell trying to complete that actual genuine fat-ass Pokedex. There's no way. Look at how long it took a lot of us to actually finish Pokemon Legends in its entirety with the Pokedex, and there was only 243 Pokemon available in that game. Are you kidding me? Yeah, no, forget it. I don't even want to think about more than 400 Pokemon in this next game, otherwise I'm gonna be sick. I'm just saying though, I think we're more than okay with about like 350 or so Pokemon available in the game. Missing Pokemon in of itself has never been a problem for me, not even in Sword and Shield. It's just that at the time of early Sword and Shield, the sacrifice wasn't really worth the outcome. And then at some point, the rest of our poor babies got held up behind a paywall. There's a little bit of evil in that, come on now. Anyway, here's my primary thing. Whenever a new generation is introduced to us, we already know that it's going to come with a good handful of brand new Pokemon. And I don't know about you guys, but me personally, I prefer to get to know these new Pokemon as opposed to just sticking with the old ones that I know. And we're most likely getting well over 50 or so Pokemon, of which we can only use 6 at a time. So yeah, I'm good with not every single mon coming back. This ain't Smash Brothers. And like I've been saying, as long as we have the quality in this game, I am more than okay with the sacrifice. Pokemon Legends is a prime example of what I'm talking about. You think anybody was complaining about the Pokedex then? No! They were having too much fun getting physically beaten by the Pokemon that were available in the game. So, there you have it. As long as there's some decent give and take, there's not really a problem. Now, with that in mind, I do want to talk a little bit about the Pokemon that do deserve to be in this next generation. And to clarify, I'm not exactly talking about specifics here, I'm just talking in general. You guys have the very specific one coming out tomorrow, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Firstly, I'm going into these games with the assumption that a good majority of the Hisui Dex is going to be available in this game. Firstly, most of us are already under the assumption that this game runs on the same engine as Pokemon Legends. Now, I'm no professional game developer or anything, but I have to imagine that it would be a lot easier to copy and paste a lot of Pokemon from the previous game as opposed to putting in Pokemon from previous games that haven't been introduced to this engine yet. And that's totally fine by me. I've come to understand that whether they want to admit it or not, this team is on a time crunch, and they gotta do what they gotta do to get these games out because their superiors gotta make a move. So honestly, I don't think that copy and paste is the worst thing in the world. At least not in this situation, I don't. Also, a good half to most of the Pokemon that were shown off in the most recent trailers are already available in Pokemon Legends. Drifloon, Combee, Magnemite, Psyduck, Cherim, and even Starly is making another comeback. Now, in the trailer, we do have a good chunk of Pokemon that we haven't seen before, but a majority of this trailer is Pokemon that we do have, so honestly, I'm not really all that shocked to see so many of the Pokemon from Legends coming over here. And I think I can live with that, as long as it's not like all of them slapped on there, because that would be kind of redundant. Other than that though, cool, do it. Do what you gotta do. I'm rocking with it. Now, my next thing here, and I would actually be pretty steamed if they didn't do this, is I fully expect them to port over all of the Hisuian forms. And I ain't just talking about one or two, I'm talking about the whole clique, son. It's really good that they showed off the fact that Zoroark is already in the game. That gives me plenty of hope for the rest of them. But I want to see these Pokemon in their finest hour. I want them with their actual abilities. I want to see how they fare up in competitive with held items and everything. Of all the things that have been requested of the Pokedex, I feel like this is the very least that you can do. Although you can absolutely leave out the origin forms for Dialga and Palkia. We don't need that. That's totally, y'all can keep that one. We're good over here. Now my next thing is, honestly, I want some more 8th gen Pokemon to come back, really bad. Now I'm sure there are some of you that are like, bro, if you really want to play 8th gen, it's right there, the game is completely accessible, use the Pokemon that are there. And I get it, I see where you're coming from. However, I really do feel like there are some really cool 8th gen Pokemon that deserve a true chance here. Now, I don't know if the Galarian forms are going to come back for a long while, however, there are Pokemon like Phalanx that I would love to see in action again. You know what's crazy though? I think that I'm missing them more than usual, only because this is the first time in a long time that we've gone this long without having the newest generation of Pokemon in the newest games. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl is the first set of remakes to not have any of the newest Pokemon available whatsoever. It gave us exactly on the nose what was available in the original games. A boring choice really, but they did what they had to do. And then there's Pokemon Legends. Not only did it give us new forms to older Pokemon, but it also gave us completely brand new evolutions to some of those Pokemon. Those Pokemon are technically considered 8th gen, and don't get me wrong, it's very awesome to have new Pokemon to use at all. I'm very happy with them. However, besides them, there are no previously introduced Pokemon from Generation 8. So, for this specific situation, I'm just hoping that the majority of them don't get shafted like they were for the last 2 games. Now, what does give me hope for this is the fact that they already showed off Stonejourner in the trailer. And to my knowledge, Stonejourner is in fact the only previously introduced Pokemon from Generation 8 that is officially in Generation 9, and that is great. That means that there is most likely a lot more Pokemon traveling over from Gen 8 to Gen 9. So, let's keep that energy. Why don't we go ahead and move on to my final main point of this video, which is simply the fact that there are Pokemon that I think would be okay to miss this generation. Now, I've thought about this a lot, and there are some Pokemon that just show up way more often than they need to. Now, obviously, I'm not talking about like Pikachu. Pikachu is the mascot of the games, the face of the entire franchise. That's totally fine, I get it. Pikachu just has to be here. Fine, whatever. I may use it, I may not use it. But then there are Pokemon like Lucario who have pretty much been in every single game since it's been introduced to us. I mean, hell, when's the last time Gyarados hasn't been available? Now I get it, these Pokemon are extremely popular and I understand that, but these Pokemon have been available in every single game. I don't think people are using these Pokemon in every single run of every single brand new Pokemon game that we get. I just don't believe that. Now, Lucario's already in the game. Can't really do much about that. I'm probably not going to use it because I've used the hell out of Lucario in the past. I'm done. It's had its time. I want a chance for these newer Pokemon. However, I'm just saying, if you guys do need to make room, just remember, there are Pokemon that have been sitting in those boxes for like 5 years now. It's time to let some of them run wild a little bit. Hell, I think I saw somewhere that somebody said that the Chansey line needs to be put to the side, and honestly, I'm totally fine with that. I've never even used the Chansey, and I really don't care to. The primary reason that I've been okay with them up to this point is because killing them gets you mad experience. Now that it's like stupid easy to get experience, there's not really that much of a desperate need for Chansey to be around all that much. I mean, hey, maybe it's extremely good and competitive, I have no idea. Like I said, I've never used it, but honestly, I'm sure there's plenty of new blood or previous blood from more recent games that could definitely replace Chansey if need be. Just saying. But for the most part, that just about wraps up all of my thoughts on the current Pokedex situation right now. All in all, I will definitely live with whatever we get, even if they just copy and paste the entirety of the Legends decks or whatever, mostly because I'm going to utilize all of the new Pokemon first anyway. And also most likely some of the Hisuian forms as well, because I want to give them a real chance in a true, like, real mainline generational Pokemon game. However, when I am fed up with utilizing all of the newer Pokemon and I want to get some old blood back in the mix, I would be eternally grateful if we had access to Pokemon that we haven't had access to in a very long time now. Oh, and also, this Pokedex cannot be any lower than like 300. There's just no way. Just putting that out there. But anyhow, whoa, hey, your computer is smoking right now. You should probably... Okay, you put it out? Great, awesome. Something probably started that fire. What's in your computer right now? Yeah, unscrew it. Yeah, huh? Oh, the mic? How did that get in there? Okay, that's extremely dangerous. However, after you cool that mic off, why don't you go ahead and tell me what your guys' thoughts are on this whole situation? Do you want the entire Pokedex back? Do you also not want the entire Pokedex back? Where do you guys fall in with that? I want to know everything you guys think in the comment section below, because you know for a fact that I am always down there with you guys. But with that, it definitely do be skedaddle o'clock. So I'm gonna go ahead and do just that. I would like to thank you guys ever so much for watching. I truly do hope you enjoyed. Do me the greatest favor of dropping a like and a comment, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. But with that, time to toodaloo. Thanks again, hope you enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Do me the greatest favor of taking good ass care, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!